Aloha! This is lesson 340 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. I can be free of suffering today. Father, I thank you for today and for the freedom I am certain it will bring. This day is holy, for today your Son will be redeemed. His suffering is done. For he will hear your voice directing him to find Christ's vision through forgiveness and be free forever from all suffering. Thanks for today, my Father. I was born into this world but to achieve this day and what it holds in joy and freedom for your holy Son and for the world he made, which is released along with him today. Be glad today. Be glad. There is no room for anything but joy and thanks today. Our Father has redeemed his Son this day. Not one of us but will be saved today. Not one who remain in fear, and none the Father will not gather to himself. Awake in heaven in the heart of love. And that concludes the text. I can be free of suffering today. And remember the foundation for these lessons. This is the last lesson under what is ego? Ego is that suffering. I could be free from suffering today. This is a declaration of liberation. Liberation from the tyranny that we learn through the ego's way of seeing. Today is the day of redemption. As a present fact, freedom is now. It's not eventual. It's not coming. I can be free of suffering today. The ego always places it in the future, doesn't it? When I have healed, when I've achieved, when the world changes, when I meet my twin flame, for instance. The Holy Spirit reclaims freedom for you to the present moment. Suffering is always a decision that you're making now, and so is being released from suffering. There's no other time when that can occur. Again, forgiveness is being shown as the doorway to this vision. It says he will hear your voice directing him to find Christ's vision through forgiveness. Freedom just doesn't come from fixing the world or trying to get it from your government or from your spouse or your parents or anything. It only comes from forgiving the world, releasing all grievances. How do you release a grievance? Notice that it is just a habit. It is not pointing to anything real. The thoughts that circulate about what someone did or didn't do or should have done or should be doing, whether it's about you, whether it's about anyone else. This is the opportunity to recognize the innocence beneath these appearances. Christ's vision doesn't deny that the world seems to be there and it seems to be intense at times, but it sees right through that intensity and it sees right through those images that are really projected from a suffering mind. This is the end of identification with suffering. It says, his suffering is done. Son of God has not ever truly suffered. Only as a dream self, as an ego identity. This is a make-believe self born of separation. It experiences pain. You're not capable of experiencing pain. This is a fake identity that brings back evidence that your fear is justified through pain. This statement, his suffering is done. This isn't hope. This is remembrance here. His suffering is done. You are not the one who suffers. You are the one who watches and forgives all apparent suffering. It says, this day is holy, for your son will be redeemed. This is in the moment. Whenever you accept freedom for yourself, that's how you declare the day is holy. Set apart from illusion, aligned with eternity. Holiness is the recognition that God is here. That's what it is. When you acknowledge God is here, the world shifts, becomes your sanctuary, goes from being battleground to sanctuary. This is about shared release. The world is freed with you. The world he made is released along with him today. That's what it says. The world he made, it's getting released along with him today. Your suffering, what you perceived as your suffering, it was never private. Likewise, your freedom isn't private. That's shared. As you allow yourself to be released from guilt, you don't let your mind just wander into self-evaluation or evaluation of anyone's actions or anything. You know, if it wanders, but be there with it, with your awareness of what's really true. This is how you lift your dream into the light, where it gets resolved and dissolved. This is how salvation occurs. One mind blesses all the minds. There's only one. I love where it says, be glad today. Be glad. This is celebration tone. This is celebration of divine certainty. The joy of completion. Our work is done. It's like this human striving is not what we came to do. We came to see God's will already fulfilled. And you can say that's the work left to be done, is to see God's will already fulfilled. Gratitude in our natural state of being an awakened mind. One with Source. Joy coming from recognition that nothing was ever lost. You're free from suffering now. Now it's just a choice that you make. Forgiveness restores your sight. Lets you see that you're free. So today we choose freedom. We choose to see with the eyes of Christ. See a gentle light entering your awareness whenever you choose to see with the eyes of Christ. Let it dissolve all traces of conflict and sorrow. You can feel those in your field. Breathe it in. When any pain or physical pain or emotional pain, anything comes up, remember, this doesn't touch what you are. Release the thought and you're free. This is the proper use of denial. It's denying any truth to illusions. Recognizing your invulnerability as spirit. In the evening, you might recall moments where you felt peace and ease. Acknowledge that was the voice for God. Let gratitude seal that memory. Engrave it in your mind before you rest. So freedom from suffering isn't the result of changing anything. It's just simple recognition that the form never bound you. Simple acceptance of it as it is. The ego has an identity that's based on pain. This dissolves when you withdraw belief from it. Even if the body feels discomfort, the body doesn't really feel anyways. It's giving you a signal to know yourself. Come back to knowing yourself as God's son, as one who cannot suffer. It's saying you have forgotten who you are. Let it remind you. Whenever you remember, every moment, you remember every instant, the dream lightens for everyone. It says you were born into this world, but to achieve this day, the one that you're in right now. This is the moment of return. Your pain ends and joy begins. So be glad. You've remembered every time you do it. Be glad you've remembered that nothing real was ever threatened and nothing unreal exists. Rest in that peace. So twice a day and every hour, and every time you notice suffering creeping in, I can be free of suffering today. Have a beautiful remembrance. I love you.